What if we are actually gods? Little godlings, little tiny shards of God energy broken off from the source. That's what Gnostic Christians believed thousands of years ago, and so does the Course in Miracles. That we aren't just mortal meat bags containing an eternal soul. No, it's much more than that. We are actually on par with Jesus. Have you learned about the Course in Miracles? So way back before time began, only one thing existed, this massive, omnipotent, omniscient energy field of love that we call God. It was the only thing there. It filled all the spaces. There was no time, so it filled all the whens and all the wheres. It knew everything, and it knew everything that ever would be. So it was some massive alien spirit cloud just floating around all by itself. At some point, it had an idea. It thought, hey, what if I existed outside of myself? So since thought is an act of creation for God, as soon as it had this thought, it happened. The Son of God was created. This is the Course in Miracles' Big Bang Theory. This was the moment of creation. They also call it the moment of separation. They call it the tiny mad idea, when the Son of God had this thought that, hey, maybe I should exist outside of God. And not only that, but exist in a place that's outside of God. Okay, so here's the part that really blew my mind. Imagine if you are God and you have a son, and then your son is you, you're both the same thing, but you have this idea that you want to exist outside of yourself just to see what that's like. But you know everything. You know everything that's going to happen. There is no time. You fill all the spaces. There's no mystery, there's no suspense. So the only way for this to work is if you wipe your memory. You conceal the truth from yourself, so you don't know what's going to happen. And then you create time so that not everything has already happened. Things have to happen later. So that's the only way to make it interesting for yourself, right? Because if you didn't, it would be like playing Dungeons and Dragons with yourself, or playing a video game on God mode. Sure, it might be fun for a minute, but not only that, but you have to create a universe for yourself where God doesn't rule. So to make this tiny mad idea work, God had to create a faux universe, what the Course in Miracles calls the sleeping dream or the illusion, which is what we exist in now. We exist in the grand illusion, a sleeping dream. For the Son of God to exist in it and to experience it, it had to give itself a spiritual amnesia. So it doesn't know the truth. It doesn't know how things are going to happen. So after the Son of God entered this simulation, it began to replicate itself, sort of like cellular mitosis. It began to split more and more and more, and that became us. We're all sons of God with spiritual amnesia on this prison planet, living, growing old, dying, reincarnating over and over and over, because we don't remember who we are until we wake up. Come at me in the comments. Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching.